going through several major life stressors, my body started sending out these distress signals. And at first, it was just this fatigue that, it was a deep exhaustion that sleep couldn't fix. And then the sensitivities hit. Suddenly I was reacting to foods and smells and environments and supplements. And then soon after that came the flares. And they would be these intense symptoms that would actually leave me bedridden for days. And it wouldn't even lift. And I just kept on pushing, trying to live my life, but instead I just kept getting worse. And soon I actually hit a wall. And it all came to a head when I was actually in the hospital for another terrifying mast cell activation syndrome flare. And I felt completely hopeless. But this time something was different. I remember the doctor that was actually working on my case, he looked me in the eye and he told me that I had something called limbic system impairment, and that in order to heal that I would need to retrain my brain. And that was actually the key. That diagnosis actually started a journey of using a specific protocol to help me rewire my brain and calm down these flares. And now I help other people do the exact same thing. So in this video, I'm actually not going to give you the tired advice that doesn't work for a sensitive system. Instead, I'm actually going to share with you these gentle, practical strategies. And there are a lot of the same exact strategies that I use to actually calm down my nervous system from the inside out without making it freak out. So we're going to actually do these nervous system exercises together. And this is actually how I finally started to actually find some relief. And and now I live symptom free. So it's not easy, but it takes time and effort, but it's definitely worth it. Now, does it ever feel like your body's actually stuck in overdrive, like your internal alarm system is blaring 24/7, even when there's actually no danger? So that's what a dysregulated nervous system feels like. If you can imagine a car alarm that's so sensitive when a leaf falls on the windshield that it sets off the alarm just as loud as a break-in. So for those of us that have CFS, mast cell activation syndrome, it's actually the reality of everyday life. So our body's nervous system has two branches, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic branch. And the sympathetic is the fight-flight response, and it's the gas pedal. And then the parasympathetic branch is actually the rest and digest, and that's the brake. So in a healthy system, these two actually work beautifully together. But in chronic conditions like chronic fatigue syndrome and mast cell activation, the sympathetic gas pedal actually gets stuck. And this constant state of high alert, called the sympathetic dominance, is what leaves you feeling kind of like wired but tired. It's why a trip to the grocery store can just wipe you out, make you feel absolutely exhausted, like you ran a marathon. And it's why you might get startled easily or feel overwhelmed with a simple conversation, or you might suddenly react to foods or smells or supplements. So your body starts scanning everything and seeing everything as a threat. And your mast cells, which are these first responders of your immune system, they're in constant communication with these overactive nerves, and they're basically they dump histamine and inflammatory chemicals at any moment's notice. And so your nervous system and your immune system are just basically triggered, and it leaves you exhausted and hyper-reactive. And maybe the most frustrating part is feeling like you completely lost the instruction manual for your own body, and that deep healing rest is always out of reach. So that's how I felt, but here's the most important thing I want you to hear today. It's not your fault. And there's so much hope for change. The key isn't fighting your body or forcing it to calm down. The key is to learn how to gently and consistently send signals of safety. So to become a safe harbor for your own nervous system. So we're not declaring war on our symptoms. We're actually going to invite our bodies back into balance. And we're going to build back trust little by little. And the goal is to just gently engage the parasympathetic rest and digest system, which is the body's natural state for healing and repair. So when we activate this system, we're telling every single cell that the danger has actually passed and it's finally safe to actually turn off the alarms. So I'm going to actually walk you through 3 foundational techniques that you can actually start using today to get relief. And this isn't about finding perfect stillness or having a totally clear mind. It's about actually using the practice to return over and over to get a little more ease. So we're going to explore a foundational breath work, mindful pacing, and sensory grounding. So think of these as just the building blocks for creating a new relationship with your body, one that's built on compassion and teamwork. So our first and most powerful tool is our own breath. It's the most direct way that we have to speak to our nervous system, and specifically we're going to focus on this it's like belly breathing. So breathing shallowly in our chest, it actually signals stress to the brain. But when we breathe deep down from our belly, we stimulate the vagus nerve, which is the main highway to the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is what tells your body it's time to slow the heart rate, lower the blood pressure, and actually flip the switch to the rest and digest mode. And here's the most crucial part for anyone with chronic fatigue syndrome or mast cell activation. Going slow is everything. So if you try to force a huge deep breath when your system's already on high alert, then your body can actually read that as a threat, and it can actually tense up a whole lot more. So it's so important that you actually start small. So just simply find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes, and don't try to change your breath at first, but just notice it. And now place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. The invitation here is to just see if you can guide the breath a little lower into your belly. So the hand on your belly rises gently on the inhale and actually falls on the exhale. And make sure that you keep the hand still on your chest, and just try to stay pretty still. So inhale softly for a count of 4, and then exhale softly for a count of 4. And if that feels too much, just make the counts shorter. And if it feels good, you could even try to make the exhale a little bit longer, like 6 seconds. So a longer exhale is especially good at activating the calming parasympathetic response. So yeah, just do a gentle inhale for 4, and then exhale for 6. And the most important rule is to not push past your body's limits. So if you start to feel any symptoms whatsoever, that's a clear signal to stop. So maybe today just 1 or 2 of these breaths is your entire practice, and that's fine. It's not, you don't have to be perfect. You're not failing. You are listening. Even just a few minutes of gentle breathing each and every day can actually start to retrain the nervous system, showing it that it's safe to let go. So now we're going to move into the in-the-moment technique, to a life-changing strategy called mindful pacing. So for anyone with CFS or, post-exertional malaise, it's the shadow that hangs over every single thing that you do. Basically, you have a decent day, and then you do a little too much, and then you have to pay for it for days or even weeks with all these crushing symptoms. So this is actually called the boom and bust cycle, and it's incredibly dysregulating for the nervous system. But pacing is the answer. So let's reframe it. Pacing isn't about restriction, but it's about respect. It's about honoring your body's real-time capacity. And it's something we call the energy envelope. Think of your daily energy like money in your bank account. You can spend it all in one go, or you can end up in debt. That's the crash. Or you can make these small, mindful withdrawals, always leaving a buffer. And this means stopping before you feel tired, and it means stopping before your symptoms flare. This is the radical act of self-care and self-preservation. So here's what that looks like. Instead of deciding to clean your whole kitchen, you just decide to actually load the dishwasher. Then you stop and rest, and you check in with how your body feels. No symptoms yet? Great. Maybe in an hour you can actually wipe down the counter again. And then you rest again. This approach actually stops the sympathetic nervous system, the overdrive that comes from pushing too much. So every single time you stop and rest before you crash, you're sending a powerful message of safety to your body, and you're telling it that I got you. And, over time, this builds an incredible amount of trust, and it lowers the fear of activity because you know that you have a strategy that's actually keeping you safe. And this stability actually allows the nervous system to finally climb down from its high alert state, and sometimes after a long period of consistent pacing, you might even find that your energy envelope starts to expand. So I know that a lot of my clients do see a lot of this, and you're able to expand more and have some more gains. So if you're ready to learn how to actually work with your body instead of against it, then please take a second to subscribe. We're building a community of people who really get this journey, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. So yeah, our third technique is like an emergency brake for when your nervous system is already like revved up high. And it's for those moments when you actually feel completely overwhelmed, anxious, or like you're just, it's just too much. And it's actually called the sensory grounding. And it works by pulling your attention away from these chaotic stories in your head and anchoring you firmly in the present moment. So when your brain gets the message that you're oriented and you're safe right where you are, it actually helps dial down that fight-flight response. So this isn't about ignoring how you feel, but it's about shifting your focus. So one of the easiest way to do this is actually with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. So wherever you are, you can do this with me right now. First, I just want you to just relax and just gently look around and name, either out loud or just in your head, 5 things that you can see. I mean, it could be anything simple, like maybe a lamp, or it could be a scuff on the floor, or maybe even like a color of a blanket, a picture on the wall, just something that you see, just notice them. And next, focus on 4 things that you can feel. Maybe it's the texture of your clothes on your skin, or maybe the warmth of your hands, or the solid weight of the chair holding you up with your feet on the floor. And now, just simply listen. What are 3 things that you can hear? It might be the hum of the fridge, it might be a car driving by, or maybe just the sound of your own breath. And then just try to focus on what you smell. Maybe you can smell a scent of soap, or, if you can't smell anything, just notice the air itself. And then finally, what is the thing that you can taste? I mean, if you have anything, if you've had anything to drink, maybe it's, you can still taste that, or just the neutral sensations in your mouth. So take one last gentle breath. And just like that, you've anchored yourself in the present moment. And this simple exercise actually tells your nervous system that right now there is actually no tiger to run from. And it's a powerful and discreet tool that you can use anytime, anywhere, to stop the overwhelm in its tracks. So this is a journey that you're going to have to do these repeatedly. It helps regulate your sensitive nervous system. And it's not a straight line. It's a slow, winding path of practice and self-compassion. So please let go of any pressure to be perfect. The goal is not to do these techniques perfectly. The goal is actually to simply keep showing up for yourself with as much gentleness as you possibly can. So today, what we've covered is 3 gentle foundational tools to start the process. So the first one was the foundational breath work, using the breath as the anchor to gently just nudge your body into the healing state. The second is the mindful pacing, learning to respect your energy limits and prevent crashes. And third is sensory grounding, using the 5 senses to pull you back into the safety of the present moment, especially when you feel overwhelmed. So remember, your body has an incredible innate ability to heal, and it's always striving for homeostasis, balance. So it's our job to actually try to work with our bodies and allow the natural process to actually unfold. So, you've been through so much and your body's been working tirelessly to protect you. Now we just need to learn to work with it as a team. So yeah, my invitation for you this week is to choose just one technique and commit to trying it, even just for a couple of minutes or a couple, times a day. Approach it with curiosity and give yourself compassion, because it's important that you give yourself love and compassion. So yeah, if this message speaks to you and you're looking for extra support, I'd absolutely love to invite you to check out our Recovery System program. It's a clear step-by-step system that actually walks you through exactly what to focus on each and every single day. So this way you can confidently take manageable and intentional steps towards breaking free from chronic symptoms. And in our program, we help you with step-by-step to overcome these old negative thought patterns that are keeping you stuck. And if you're like me and you value your time and you want a healing path that's strategic and effective, and you're ready to actually calm down that chronic stress response and lower your symptoms and actually start bringing things back into your life that you've been maybe forced to avoid, maybe like eating at your favorite restaurants or exercising without a crash, traveling, or even working full time, then this program's definitely for you. So I'd love to invite you. I'll put the link in the description. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.